Bien, muy buenas tardes para todos. Gracias por estar conectados con nosotros en este webinar sobre opciones de inglés en la Universidad de Auckland. Hoy estamos con Wayne Lloyd, representante del ELA, que es el English Language Academy de la Universidad de Auckland. Él va a hacer su presentación en inglés y si tienen alguna pregunta a lo largo de la presentación o al final, la pueden ir haciendo en el chat y yo le voy a transmitir las preguntas. Wayne, thank you for being here with us. Good afternoon for us, good morning for you.
Yeah, morning.
So,
Okay.
they are all yours.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so good morning. So yes, my name is Wayne Lloyd, and so thank you for inviting me to talk about the University of Auckland English Language Academy. Yes, this morning it's about it's 9 o'clock here in New Zealand, so the sun has just come up, and it looks like a nice day. It's a little bit cool, a little bit like Bogota because it's going into winter, but it's nice. It's a beautiful day. So we were quite lucky. In the presentation, I will talk a little bit about the University of Auckland, and then I will continue about the language school after that, because the language school belongs to the University of Auckland. Okay, so first of all, a lot of people say, why New Zealand? New Zealand is one of the safest countries in the world. And I think just recently in a lot of the news that New Zealand did a very, very good job of controlling the coronavirus. So I think we're lucky because we're an island, we only have a small population, everything went really well. New Zealand is also #1 in the world for preparing students for the future. There's I suppose a worldwide index looking at when a student finishes university, what jobs they go into, and the University of Auckland rated #1 in the world. A little bit about Auckland. Auckland is also the 3rd most livable city in the world. There's an index, or there's a survey called the Mercer survey, which looks at education, lifestyle, environment, everything like that. And Auckland is #3 in the world. I think #1 is Zurich and #2 is Vienna. So Auckland is a very, very good city. Auckland's also about 1.5 million people. So it's a good size, and it's also the #1, well, the largest city in New Zealand. In Auckland, the weather doesn't get too hot. It's probably a little bit like Bogota, but a little bit warmer. So in the summer, we have around 28, 30 degrees high, and in winter, it's probably about 12 to 14. So most of the year is around 17 or 18 degrees. So you don't need a lot of jackets and warm clothes so much. Now, the University of Auckland is the #1 university and is also the largest university in New Zealand. And at the moment, the University of Auckland is in the top 100 in the world. So it's ranked at number 83. So it's a very, very good ranking university. At the moment, it has approximately 46,000 students and 8,000 international. So it really does look after international and welcome international students. They also have lots of undergraduate programs, postgraduate programs, and also lots of PhD. The University of Auckland is the main research university in New Zealand. You can find this on their website, but it does have the rankings for 2019, and I think on the website 2020 has come out. So you can see that there are about 50 subjects, or subjects in the top 50 in the world. Education 26, English language, 38 in the world. Engineering is 29, so it's a very, very good ranking university. And there's also these subjects are in the top 100 in the world. So if you get a degree or anything from the University of Auckland, it is recognized anywhere in the world because it's a top ranking university. The University of Auckland also has a very, very good business school, and the business school is Triple Crown accreditation. So it belongs to the main bodies that recognize the qualifications. It recognizes the MBA and all the other business school qualifications. Oops. So that's a little bit about the University of Auckland. It is a good university. If you visit the website, obviously there's a lot more information. But it is a very, very good university to study. The English Language Academy is part of the University of Auckland. So it's a university language school. So it's basically a university environment. So on your first day, for example, when you arrive, during orientation, we show you around the university because you have access to the university facilities. So it means that you can use the gym, you can use the library, those sort of things. Another good thing about ELA is because it belongs to the university, all the teachers are highly qualified. So you're getting good quality teachers. Very quickly, you can see later, obviously at the moment, I will talk about it soon, all of our courses we do deliver online. So I'll talk about that in a few minutes. But later, looking at 2021, if you do come to Auckland, you can see the university campus. So it's right in the middle of the city, only 5 minutes you can see the Sky Tower in the middle. So that's the middle of the city. So it's only 5 minutes. ELA is the white building on the left, which has a lot of accommodation around it. So a lot of university apartments around ELA. So it's quite a big campus right in the middle of the city. It's quite good because the university campus is part of the city. It's different than Columbia. We don't have a lot of walls and gates because we don't have a lot of security because it's just part of the city. It's quite safe. The courses that I will tell you about, obviously because of corona virus this year, COVID-19, we now deliver all our courses online. So a lot of students want to get started. They don't want to wait a year. So, and it's quite good because the online courses that we provide are a virtual classroom. So you can see through Zoom. It's just like being in a classroom, but it's through your computer. We also, because we belong to the university, we have another platform, which is called Canvas. On that platform, you have the material for your course and you can submit all your assignments. So working together, we have all the material, the assignments, everything available. The other side is we have face-to-face classes, the same face-to-face classes, but it's online. Another good thing with online learning is you do it in your own country so you can get started. You don't have to wait. 2, you don't need a visa to join an online class. And also you don't have the costs. You don't have living costs, insurance costs, the costs of living in Auckland. The classes online are 4 hours per day, same as the face-to-face. It's exactly the same. And also it is the same level of lessons. So it's communication with the students, is exactly the same. Just to let you know, obviously it's morning here. So that means that if you joined an online class, your classes would be late, probably late afternoon, early evening, which is probably quite good because if you're working or have a part-time job or you want to get organized, you can still do everything you want to in the morning, and you can join the online classes late afternoon or early evening. At ELA, first of all, we have general English. So we have 5 levels from elementary to advanced. General English is just to improve your English skills, listening, reading, writing, and speaking. With the general English, if you are at the higher levels, around intermediate and higher, upper intermediate, advanced, you also have an elective. So for example, in your first 2 hours, you have general English. Your second 2 hours, you can choose what you want to do. So you can do Ielts preparation, you can do business English, or you can do extra communication skills. So you do have an option in your second 2 hours. At the lower levels, you have to do extra communication skills, extra speaking and extra listening. So we sort of put 2 courses together. So it's quite good value, and it also makes it more interesting. A good thing that also with the elective or your second choice, you also have another teacher and you communicate with other students. So you don't do general English all day. So it makes it a lot more interesting program. You can see here is a copy of the timetable. Your first 2 hours is your general English. Your second 2 hours is your elective. We also, at the moment, we have the higher levels are in the morning and the lower levels are in the afternoon. We also have a business English course, which is 4 weeks for students who want to do business English. This is more intensive, and a lot of students put it together. They might do 4 weeks general English and then maybe add on or do 4 weeks business English. We also have academic English. A lot of students don't want to just do general. They want to develop their academic skills, especially if they are going to university. The academic English is in 10-week blocks. So we have 5 start dates a year, and it's focused on preparing for university or a professional job. In the academic English, we have 4 levels. So when you finish around level 3, you finish around a 6.5 IELTS. You can see you start around a 6 and you finish around a 6.5. So it's very similar to the levels needed for university. Same sort of program, your academic English, and then you have an elective. With the academic English, your first 2 hours is academic English. Your second 2 hours, you can choose IELTS preparation or university preparation. So you do have an elective. And when you get to level 3, your elective, you can do English related to your degree. So if you were interested in English for engineering, you can do engineering, you can do English for engineering. We have English for engineering, for business or commerce, and for humanities or arts. So it's quite good because all the vocabulary, writing is related to your area. We also have a foundation program. So if students get an offer in the University of Auckland and your English level doesn't quite reach the entry level, you can come to ELA do an English pathway program, direct entry into university. It is very, very similar to the academic English, but it is, you can't do Ielts, you would have to do university preparation. And when you finish, you go direct into university, no Ielts or TOEFL. We have a 10-week, this one here is the 20-week, and we also have a 10-week, depending on your English level. So there is pathway programs into university for students to use, and you can see the timetable. This one here is for postgraduate students. So this is the 10-week. If your English level is half a band away or almost at the required entry level. And the same the timetable. Very quickly, ELA is a teacher training center. So we do a lot of English for teachers. And we're also a Cambridge University recognized course. So we also do that for teachers. And just very quickly, we do group courses. ELA is also an IELTS testing center. So we're the largest in New Zealand. So if you do your English and you want to do the IELTS test, you can also do that at ELA. And I think this year you can also do that online as well. We're also a PTE, which is another English test, which is accepted by universities. Oops. Because we're one of the top language schools, we give a lot of support to students. So we also give you a lot of support with your accommodation, your homestay, but also we give academic counseling. So even with the online courses, if you're having problems or you're not understanding, you can talk to a senior teacher and they will help you. So we do give you help and you can talk to someone on a one-to-one if you need support. Obviously later, if you do come to New Zealand, we can provide homestay accommodation or we can arrange an apartment for you, not a problem. And the homestays are New Zealand families and they're very, very good families. And also, obviously later, if you come to New Zealand, we also have a lot of social activities as well. I think some of the main things that related to the ELA is in New Zealand, we only have just over 5 million people. So there's a lot of opportunity. And also at the language school, we don't have a lot of South American students. So it's very, very good to join the class because you won't hear a lot of Spanish. You will have to use your English all the time. So I think it's an advantage because you won't hear any Spanish, you will practice your English. Another good thing about ELA is because we belong to the university, all the students are 18 years and over. So it means everybody is young adults. So it means that you're learning English with people that are similar. So a lot of students are going on to university or studying English for a professional job. So it's quite good because it means you won't study with young high school students or young students. So to some people, it's quite an advantage. And I think, as I mentioned, because we belong to the University of Auckland, you are getting that quality programs and quality teachers. Most of our classes are between 14 and 16 students. This year, with the online classes, because of COVID-19, most of our classes are around 8 to 10 students. So there's enough students to communicate with each other and make it more exciting and fun, but also you get a lot of individual attention. So it does work very well. If you go to our website, there are some testimonials and videos, and I think there is a video from it which I can send from a student, Santiago, from Colombia, who is at the moment, who is studying an online course. So he's very happy with the online course. So basically we do have general English, if you just want to improve your English. Also, the general English is good for students with lower level. We have academic English if you want to focus more on university for preparation for university. And we have pathway programs. With the general English, you can start basically every month. So we have monthly programs, and you can join. Each block is about 3 or 4 weeks. So you just join maybe for 3 blocks, 4 blocks, whatever you need. And as I mentioned before, the academic English is in 10-week blocks. And the pathway is also in 10-week blocks. So overall, I think it's a good school. It's been around for more than 20 years, and it's because we belong to the University of Auckland, we're probably one of the top language schools in New Zealand. And the main focus at ELA is to really improve your English and try and get you, look at your future and try and get you into university or support you to get a better job. That's one of our main focuses. I think it's quite a lot of work, there's quite a lot of study, but it's probably a little bit more serious, but it does look at improving your English. So please, if you have any questions, I'm very, very happy to answer. I think the main thing is to have a look at the website. Also, if you go to the ELA Facebook page or Twitter, which you can find the link on our university, you can also see the different students, the different students at ELA. I think because we're a university language school, we get students from many countries around the world. So we have a very, very good nationality mix. So you will talk to students online or face-to-face, but even online, you will talk to students from China, from Europe, from Indonesia, from many, many different countries. Okay, is that okay, Laura? Is there any questions or anything you can think of that you would like to?
Yes. Yes, thank you so much, Wayne.
No
While
problem.
we received some questions in the chat, I can imagine they are asking themselves about the costs and future starting dates. Where can people find this information?
Okay, so if you go to the website, it also has the 2020 costs, the fees, and the fee, and for 2021. Also, the start dates are on the website. So if you go to the website and you click on courses, and it drops down, you can see the start dates and the fees. Also, I'm very happy for you to contact Laura, and I will she can give you the link, or I can send you the start dates and the fees. You're looking at, as I said, the academic English has 5 start dates a year. So with the academic English, we have a start date on June. The next one is June the 29th online. And then after June is September. And then after September, you're looking at January 2021. So with the academic English, there are 5 start dates a year. With the general English, you can start every month, and the dates are on the website. Okay.
Okay, perfect. So just to confirm everyone, this session is being recorded. So we are going to send you the link in the next few days. And I will send you to the link to the fees and dates for 2020 and 2021.
Sure.
So if there is any question, please do it through the chat. Remember that for tuition fees, you can have a 30% discount if you apply to ELA through Colfuturo. So we are opening the next call tomorrow on 5 June. This call is exclusively for online programs. So if you want to access to online programs, you can apply to the call and you will obtain the 30% discount on ELA programs.
Yeah.
That's correct, Wayne?
Yeah, that's correct. And if you go to the website, you can also look under courses, you'll see the online programs. So, and it will talk, it gives you more information about what happens during the course online. But as I mentioned before, it's very, very similar to the face-to-face. So you're still part of the classroom. And also we have the other platform with all your material. So it seems to be working very well. And the feedback from other students is very, very good and very positive. So as I said, if you do go to the website, have a look at the video from Santiago, and he talks about his study at ELA and doing it online. So it gives you more information about what the experience is like. But yes, I agree. Just for Colfuturo, we are offering the 30% discount if you book through them. No problem. We're happy to do that.
Okay. Perfect. I have a question from Felipe. Is it necessary to have already an Ielts score, or do you do a placement test before starting?
Okay. With the no, you don't need the IELTS score. There is a placement test on our website, but if you can do, but the placement test on the website just gives you an idea of your level. But before you join the online course, we will test you. So we will connect with you online, and we will give you a placement test, and also you will have a short interview with one of the senior teachers, or the academic manager will interview you, and then after you are tested, we will tell you your level. So you don't need the IELTS to go into general English, academic English, or the pathway. Okay. The only IELTS you need is if you do a short pathway course into university. But for the online courses, you don't need the IELTS. If you have the IELTS, that's great. We probably don't need to test you. But if you don't have the IELTS, don't worry. We can do the placement test for you. Okay?
Okay. Wayne, do the students obtain a certificate at the end of the academic English program?
Yeah, so when you finish the academic program or the general English, you get a certificate. So it's the University of Auckland language program. So you get a certificate for whatever program, you get a certificate at the end. And it's quite a good certificate, because if you want to use it to go on to university, or if you want to put it on your CV for a job in the future, you have a University of Auckland language program certificate. And the University of Auckland being in the top 100 in the world, it's probably quite a good certificate to have. But yes, you do get a certificate when you complete your course.
Okay, perfect. Talking about the placement test again, does it apply for a TKT program too?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, it will. Yep. So it applies for the TKT as well. So we will have to do a placement test because with the TKT, you need to be around upper intermediate level and so we would have to test you before to make sure that you're at the right level. So no, that's no problem. All the courses online, we still have to give you a placement test before you start the course.
Okay. Juan Pablo asks how long it takes to do the Ielts preparation course.
Usually with IELTS, what we do at ELA is you do a general or an academic English plus IELTS. We actually don't do a full-time IELTS course because at ELA, we believe IELTS is a strategy test. I've been an IELTS examiner for over nearly 20 years. I'm quite old. So we believe that if you do IELTS together with some English, so if you do general English plus IELTS elective, or you do academic English plus IELTS elective, you improve a lot quicker because you're improving your English and the IELTS at the same time. You're looking at, usually with IELTS, you're looking at around 3 months to go up a band. Oh, so 6 months for a whole band, about 3 months for half a band. So if you need to go, say, from 6 to 6.5, you need at least 3 months study. Okay. If you want to go from, say, a 5 to a 6, you're looking at least 6 months study. It really depends on the student. Some people find learning a language and studying English, they progress quite quickly. Other people, it can take longer. I'm not very good at learning languages, so I often take a long time. But you're looking at around 6 months for a band score for IELTS, yeah?
Okay, perfect. Thank you, Wayne. Yes, are those schedules you mentioned before, do they apply for New Zealand time? So what would be more or less the schedule in Colombia?
Yeah, so that would be New Zealand time. So, for example, in New Zealand, we start the course. If it was in the morning, it would be, New Zealand time would be just around 8 o'clock, 8:15. And in Colombia, that would be about 5 o'clock in the afternoon, the day before. So you're looking at, yeah, so you're looking at probably in Colombia, your course would start around 5 or 6 o'clock in the afternoon for 4 hours. We would also have to start the course in New Zealand, it would be from Tuesday to Saturday, because in Colombia, it would be, because you're a day behind. So we also have to consider.
Yes, we are like 17 hours before
correct.
you.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
so,
it is possible. We can work around that, but you are looking at that 17-hour difference.
Yeah. Okay. So I will explain about Colfuturo benefits in Spanish, if you don't mind.
No, that's fine. I'll have my coffee.
Okay, perfect. Entonces, para responder a las preguntas sobre el proceso con Colfuturo, sí, efectivamente, deben hacer su aplicación a través de nuestra página web para poder obtener el descuento del 30% con la Universidad de Auckland. El beneficio que van a obtener es el 30% de descuento sobre el valor del curso que está publicado en la página de la universidad. ¿Qué deben hacer entonces? Mañana viernes 5 de junio abre la convocatoria que es exclusiva para cursos virtuales y va a estar abierta hasta el 25 de junio. Entonces ingresan a la página de Colfuturo, www.colfuturo.org. Allí hay una sección de idiomas y están las instrucciones para diligenciar el formulario de inscripción para aplicar a la convocatoria de Colfuturo. Una vez sean aceptados por Colfuturo, ahí sí hacemos la aplicación a la universidad por ustedes en las fechas en las que deseen tomar el curso. Requisitos, el único que tenemos es ser mayor de 18 años, no hay más requisitos. Dentro del formulario ustedes van a ver que pues, les vamos a preguntar alguna información personal de sus estudios, de experiencia laboral si tienen, pero no es necesario que la tengan. Y también les vamos a preguntar cuál es su motivación o cuáles son las razones que los han llevado a tomar este curso. En esas respuestas suyas nos basamos para aceptarlos o no en la convocatoria. Sí, en esta convocatoria que abre mañana tenemos cursos de inglés, francés y alemán. Entonces, los invito a que revisen una de nuestras charlas informativas en la página en el canal de YouTube de Colfuturo. Ya les voy a dejar el link aquí en el chat en un momento. Les voy a dejar la charla del 28 de mayo. Tenemos charlas informativas 2 veces al mes. La próxima es el 13 de junio, si se quieren conectar, a las 11 de la mañana. Allí les explicamos en detalle cómo funciona todo el proceso con Colfuturo. Las charlas son el segundo sábado de cada mes a las 11 de la mañana y el último jueves de cada mes a las 6 de la tarde. Entonces, en estas charlas también les vamos a mostrar cuáles son los convenios que tenemos tanto para opciones presenciales como virtuales, por si su opción es más bien esperar al 2021 para viajar a tomar el curso. Entonces es importante que escuchen esta charla, ya en un momento les dejo el link. Okay. Wayne, there is one more question for you.
Sure.
The academic English program, it's 20 hours per week, right?
Correct. It's 4 hours per day. So that's 20 hours per week. But there's also, you will be required to do a little bit of extra assignments and work yourself. So you will be available on the platform. You will have extra work if you want to do some self-study as well. So you're looking at 4 hours face-to-face or through the Zoom, and then you should be looking at another hour a day, probably doing self-study or your assignments. So you are looking at probably closer to around 23 hours per week with extra help. There are also, and if you want to do more, you can also connect with your teacher and do more. I think the academic English, you do not only writing skills or extra listening and speaking, but you also, because it's an academic program, you do a little bit of research. You have to do some writing about your research, your topic. You have to make a PowerPoint presentation. You have to do, so you actually do a lot of you learn and do a lot of the skills that prepare you for university. So it's a very interesting course, but it also teaches you how to analyze things, analytical thinking, how to give your opinion. So it's not just improving your vocabulary or your English, it's also teaching you the skills you need for further study or for a professional job. A lot of the academic program is also related to the work environment. Okay.
Okay. And how many weeks does it take as one session of academic English?
So the academic English, you're looking, the program is for 10 weeks, each block. So the next academic block starts on the 29th of June. And then the next one after that, I've just got it here, is the 14th of September. So that's the 14th of September until the 20th of November and then the other one is the 29th of June, and first one is 29th of June to 4th of September, 10 weeks, academic, online. Then you've got the 14th of September to the 20th of November, online. And then we've also got another academic English, which is the 23rd of November, and it finishes on the 22nd of January. So there you're looking at 3 blocks of academic available online. And what some students do is we're also, if you want to do one block online, you can start online, and then when the New Zealand borders open and the visa office is working, you can come and continue face-to-face. So there is that option later of doing a combination of starting online, maybe one block, and then coming to Auckland and doing your second block face-to-face in the classroom in Auckland. So there are different options available.
Okay. Wayne, Maria is asking if she has an IELTS 6.0, can she decide in what level to start studying?
Yeah, so 6.60 I think is around a upper intermediate, well it's around it would be academic level 2, so around a higher level. I think it's level 2 in academic English, and in the general English, you're looking at around an upper intermediate level. So yeah, that's a good level, no problem.
Yeah, but it's not her who decides where to start, but you place her.
We would have to look at her IELTS score, and then we would, part of the, then we would have to get back to her and tell her what level, what she would be in and when her class will be. Yeah, no problem. But it's a good level. And if you have the IELTS, you don't have to do the placement test.
Okay.
So straight away we can tell you what program we can offer you and what level. Yeah, correct.
Perfect. I'm writing in the chat the link to the fees and dates 2020 and 2021.
Sure.
And I'm also writing, I know you have in the website an online level test. That could be useful for students to know more or less. You can do that, to get an idea of your level. But it only gives you the idea. We will still test you when you do your enrollment. Before you start your course, we will still test you and interview you. Yeah, but definitely you can use the online placement test on the website to give you an idea of your level. Correct. Perfect.
Okay.
Okay, Wayne, I think there are no more questions. So thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so much, guys.
Always.
And if you have any questions, please ask Laura, and she can email me, and I'm happy to answer them, because it's a big decision. So you have to make sure that you're happy and you ask all the questions. So, but very, very happy to help. I hope it would be very nice to welcome you to ELA. I look after South American students, so please send me any questions. And if you have any problems or anything you want to talk about, I'm happy to support you. Thank you very much, and hopefully I can welcome you to ELA. Okay.
Thank you, Wayne.
Okay. Have a good day, guys.
Bye, feliz tarde para todos.
Now,
Dólares neozelandeses están los costos que les envié.